police say they're saying is a mass overdose in Washington State over the weekend. It happened at a college party in the town of Roslyn that's east of Seattle. Police say someone slipped a powerful drug into the victims' drinks, and when officers arrived, the victims were already very sick, some of them unconscious. Here's how one partygoer described the scene.
Like later in the night, if you went down in the basement, there were girls on mattresses puking, guys helping, other guys were puking. One of the girls got brought to the hospital, which is why the cops came, which was the right thing. And they were helping several other people who are now, a lot of people are in comas or are now sober and better.
Police say this also could have been a plot to sexually assault some of the young women. Joining me now, Joey Jackson, a former prosecutor, and defense attorney Keith Sullivan. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, I found.
So we talk legalities and liabilities. Ultimately, who's responsible and what could they be charged with? Joey, I start with you.
Well, listen, this is obviously horrific conduct, and I certainly applaud the police for acting swiftly and getting to the bottom of it. And the university obviously has made very strong statements to Othell. But this is reckless endangerment to the highest order, and certainly if there is a agreement amongst several people, there are conspiracy charges that would reach out. It could have been a group of people who collectively decided to come up with this plan, but after much investigation, they will get to the bottom of this, and I believe heads will appropriately roll.
And then how will those heads roll, Joey?
Well, I think what will happen is there will be a prosecution, and that prosecution will determine who the individual or individuals were who actually precipitated this horrific act, and they will be brought to justice by being either brought before a grand jury, brought into the DA's office, et cetera, et cetera. There's also a disciplinary component to this, Arthel, in that the university has strongly indicated that anybody involved from a student's perspective will be suspended, or worse, they will actually be let go of the school.
All right, so Keith, you think they'll end up in court, and if so, can they find who, if it's one person or a couple of people who did this?
Arthel, before there's a race to make heads roll and prosecute, let's make sure we have a person who is prosecutorable and that they committed criminal conduct. You may never find out who, if anyone, spiked that vodka. It may have been the person who brought the alcohol. It may have been somebody at the party. But more importantly, and you can't even rule out that this was a manufacturing defect, although at this point in time, since several days have gone by, we would have expected to see other episodes throughout the country. But most importantly is that the statutes that seek to prosecute individuals who do this, they require an intent to sexually assault somebody by causing them to be physically disarmed and helpless. There's clearly no intent for that to happen here. You're talking about 12 people with 50 witnesses.
Hang on, Joey. It sounds like Keith's saying that this bozo or these bozos, whoever did this, they're going to get away with it.
No,
this is a college prank.
No, I don't think so. And Keith, very well spoken as usual, but let me say this. It doesn't require intent, Arthel. What it requires is recklessness. Recklessness is the conscious disregard of a risk. Certainly, if you spike a drink, there would be that conscious disregard. You know that there's a substantial probability that people could get ill. I don't buy the fact that there would be a manufacturing defect there. There's 50 people at a party, and all of a sudden, oh, wow, the drinks, they're spiked. We purchased them that way. That didn't happen. The police will conduct an investigation. That investigation will be wide-spanning, and someone will speak. And when they do speak, heads, as I indicated, will roll. People will be brought to justice. This is not the kind of conduct that we need to be supporting or condoning at all. It speaks to the dangers of underage drinking, and it can't be tolerated.
Hey, so Keith, let me jump in there, because this took place at the student's parents' cabin home. So, is there any way possible? Apparently, the student whose parents own the cabin, he is cooperating with authorities now. Is there any way possible that his parents could end up responsible in some remote way?
Absolutely. There could always be civil liability for the homeowner. But what the school should not do is get involved. This took place 30 miles off campus in another county, and they're basically going to subject these women who have already been victimized. They're going to victimize them further by subjecting them to disciplinary hearings. That's outrageous. They have no place to be getting involved in private conduct taking place on the weekends. This didn't happen on the university campus.
They absolutely.
All right, guys, I got to go. Joey Jackson, by the way, I believe with you. I agree with you. There's no way that this is a manufacturing defect. Keith Sullivan,
it's something that has to be looked into.
Absolutely. It's really too bad that it happened. Thank you, guys.
That school has to get involved.
Get
to the bottom of it.
Look
at Joey.
Good job, Keith.
Saved his best for last, didn't you, Joey?
No, he's always fired up.